Hi, everybody. It's Tina, and I'm here this morning to share with you one of our most iconic products of Tupperware. It's the Tupperware Jelring. You know, back in the 50s and the 60s, our moms and our grandmas used to make a lot of Jello, right? I'm sure some of you can remember that. Well, today, there's so many creative things that you can do with the Jelring. So I want to share that with you right now. But let's first talk a little bit about the Jelring. It comes in three pieces: the large outer clear piece that you see here. We also have the bottom piece, which forms the tube, and then, of course, the Tupperware seal. So when you receive it, you want to make sure you put the bottom part on completely. So run your fingers around and so that it's completely on, and then you're ready to go. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you can do with a gel ring. So obviously you can make Jello, but Jello doesn't have to be just plain old Jello. You can do so many creative things with it. So one of the things that I really like to do is to put some fruit in it. So I just want to share with you something I learned a long time ago. The hardest part about making Jello is thinking about it far in enough advance, because it's got to turn into Jello instead of liquid. So here's a couple of things that you might want to do the day before. So pick a fruit. You might want to do grapes, for example, and you can place those everywhere where you see the little indentation going around here. And then you're going to mix up your Jello, and you're going to pour just a little bit on that, just enough to cover the grapes about halfway, and you're going to put that in the refrigerator. The rest of the Jello do not put in the refrigerator because you don't want it to firm up. And then once this has become Jello, you can pour the rest right on top, and then place your seal on top of this and put this into the refrigerator. And once it all becomes Jello, when you unmold this, those grapes or strawberries or whatever it is that you chose to put inside will be right there in the top. They won't float up to the bottom. Now, another thing that I really love to do is to make layered Jello. This is going to take a little bit of patience, but it's really worth it, especially for those of you that have little ones. Hey, even big ones like this too, though. So you're going to need a couple of different flavors of Jello, and get the small boxes. You're going to pour just a thin layer of one and put it in the refrigerator to let it gel. And then you're going to pour another thin layer of the next one, put it in the refrigerator, let it gel. You're going to continue to do that layer by layer. It's going to really be an all-day process. But when you unmold this, when you cut into it, it's so incredibly beautiful. It will be a hit with your family. All right, let's talk about a couple of other things that you can do other than Jello. So this can be a great ice ring. You always want to make sure that when you're freezing in your Tupperware that you leave room for expansion. So don't fill it up to the top, only fill it up to about this level right here so that there is room for expansion. But what I love about this is don't just put plain old water in it. You can take whatever your punch is, or maybe it's going to be lemonade or anything like that. You're going to put the beverage that you're going to float this in right inside of here. That way, as your ice ring melts, it's going to not dilute it. You can also add fruit to this too, so that way you'll have some fruit floating in it. So that's kind of a pretty way to do that too. A rice ring. So, rice is something that many people eat all the time, but one thing you may want to do is fold in a package of frozen peas and carrots. You can use any vegetable that you want to, though. Fold that in, pack it in nice and firm. And then when you unfold it, your rice is going to be in a ring. And then you can put some gravy over the top of it if you'd like to do that as well. Speaking of gravy, you can form a meatloaf in this. Now, don't bake this in the oven, but you can take your meatloaf mixture, mix it all together, press it in, and then flip it out onto your baking sheet and bake it. And your meatloaf is going to come out in a ring. So it's going to have a little bit more appeal because we do eat with our eyes before we eat with our mouth. And then you know what? You can put mashed potatoes with that gravy over the top. Wow, what a presentation for just a regular Tuesday night dinner, right? Another fun thing you can do with this is to make a Rice Krispie mold, and you can do this different for every single holiday. I especially like it during Christmas because you can put some cinnamon, little cinnamon candies right into each of these little sections here. Remember, it's going to be on the bottom. It's going to look like the berries, and then you can press your ring right on top. If you add green food coloring to your Rice Krispies and press it in there, you're going to have a green Rice Krispie wreath with those little red, it's the cinnamon berries. It's so cute. And again, a great way to serve that just to make it a little bit fancier than just slicing things in squares. All right, something else you can do is to make a sandwich ring. So you're going to need some soft bread, and you're going to press the bread right into the ring. So take your bread, press it in, go all the way around. Some of it's going to be overlapping, but it's going to be kind of thin. And then you're going to put your filling. So you're going to put your cheese and maybe some mayonnaise or mustard, anything that you like that. You're going to also want to put in your lunch meat, put some more bread in, put some more layers of the yummies, and then finish it off with another flattened layer of bread. Put this in the refrigerator to let it chill up, and boom, you've got a sandwich ring. How fun is that? All right, now party time. This is great for making a shrimp mold or a salmon mold. And this is easy sometimes, is you can just mix it with some cream cheese and some seasonings and press it in there and fold it out. Now, I do find that if I'm using cream cheese in this, it's a little bit more difficult to mold. So this is where I actually line it with plastic wrap. I mean, I don't use plastic wrap because I'm a Tupperware lady, but there are a few times where I have a recipe where I'm going to need that. And so I line this with plastic wrap, press in that cream cheese mixture, and then when you flip it out, you can then, it comes out nice and easy, and you can remove that plastic wrap. And lastly, I want you to think about how fun this would be to make a cake and ice cream mold. So you're going to want to make your cake. You're going to put it into chunks in here, press it in there, scoop up your ice cream, press it in, put some more cake, more ice cream. You can make a couple layers, put this back into the freezer so that firms up, and then you can flip this out. Now, how do you unmold this? So when you're ready to unmold, you're going to peel the seal. You're going to put your serving plate or platter right on top, flip it over, and that is when you're going to lift this and release the pressure. So just lift just like that. Run your fingers all the way around. Keep going all the way around until this part comes out. Don't peel it out. Run your fingers all the way around. So I hope this gives you lots of ideas on how to use our gel ring. Zip on over to our website right now, and you'll have an opportunity to be able to snag one of these as well. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.